So, as promised, here's a quick video on how to create a new AI agent from scratch. Okay, so we've got our command line, and the first thing you need to make sure is that you're actually running Node version 22 or greater. So, version 22 is the minimum compliant version. The next thing you need to do is install some dependencies. So, I'm going to install npm install at the rate AxLLM /ax and .env. These are the only two dependencies we need. .env, .env is a dependency that can read environment variables like your LLM API keys. And AxLLM is a framework. So while that's being installed, I'm just going to show you what AxLLM is. AxLLM.dev. Ax framework. So it's a framework to build LLM-powered agents with TypeScript or JavaScript, right? Very, very easy to use, very well documented, and that's what we're going to use. So, so we've installed AxLLM and .env, and now I'm going to open my code editor, and I'm going to import Ax Google Gemini from AxLLM, which is a class that represents the AI that we'll be using, and then Ax Agent, which is a class that represents the agent. Importing .env, and we will set up our environment variables over here. Now, the next thing I need to do is, so all that we need to do now is define three things. We're going to define our AI. We're going to define our agent, right? And we're going to define something called as agent signature. So let's call it agent signature. Okay, and of course we need a user query, and we need the response from that agent query. Okay, so let's define our agent first. So it's going to be, we're using Google, so it's a new Ax Google Gemini. You can use OpenAI or anything else that you want to use for your LLM here. And I'm just going to set up the API key. It's already in my environment file here. So this is just reading the environment file, and it's going to insert the value of my Gemini API key in here. Next, we're going to create an agent. We'll give it a name. And what we're going to do is we're going to say that this is a Google search agent. Okay. And what it does is it searches Google for the latest information and provides a response to the user's query. And my user query is, what is Zelensky's latest position on the war? You can say Ukraine war if you want to be very specific, but usually LLMs are good at understanding context like that. Now we also need a signature, right? Now what is a signature? So a signature is just a way of telling your LLM what inputs it can expect and what outputs to produce. So you see here with this agent, I've set up a name for the agent, a description of what the agent needs to do, but I need to define a signature. So my signature is going to be like this. You'll notice that there's this strange like arrow kind of thing in the middle. Basically everything on the left side of this arrow is the input to the LLM, and everything on the right side is the output that the LLM is supposed to produce. So what the signature is saying is, I will provide a user query which is in a string format, and it's a query from a user, and then the output should be a search result, and it should be a summarized response of the search results. So search Google, summarize the response. Let me just type that up here. Search results from Google relevant to the user's query and summarize the results. And that is what will be output as a search result. Okay, so that's my signature. And now let's run this. So I'm going to go back to my terminal and run this JavaScript code. Oops. That's AI Google Gemini. That's the right name for it. And AI Google Gemini. Okay. So now the LLM has our input, and if you can read this, it says recent reports indicate that Zelensky remains steadfast in his commitment to Ukraine's sovereignty, etc. Which is actually, as of the 5th of March, is not actually the latest position on the Ukraine war. So what went wrong? So there's another additional parameter we need to add in here called options. And within options, we're going to add something called Google Search Retrieval. Don't worry about the specifics of this. This is all very well documented. But we're going to tell the Google Gemini 1.5 Pro model to perform Google searches. So that's what this means. So now we've actually created an agent. We have used the AI, which is a Google Gemini AI, and used the AI and the user query, and we forwarded this to the agent. Now the agent's task is to perform this actual Google search query. So I tried to do that before, but the problem was that it didn't have access to the search tools, which is what we just provided it with. So now let's try the search again. And you'll see that the response is much better. So it says, as of the 5th of March, he's ready to work towards a peace deal with Russia under Trump's leadership, and so on. Express regret over what happened in the White House, blah blah blah. So that's the difference. And in terms of lines of code needed to produce this agent, you've got basically this one line here. There's a second line as signature, third line is the agent, and then the fourth line is actually the agent forward function call that we're making down here. So that's it. That's how easy it is to create an agent with AxLLM.